Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our stream here. Looks like I still am completely incapable of setting the title right on my Twitch stream. Whatever. Tournament is over. Here with me today to commentate for our first round of matches is Zach Pensence, noted hypnotist and sometime Villainous player. How do you feel? We've had a smorgasbord of reveals in the past couple days. We had a new expansion was officially announced, and we have been shown essentially every card in one of the villains decks, that being Gaston. What are your thoughts on Gaston?
Well, I think hyped for any new villain, then Gaston himself is hyped to show up. But I think it's nice that he was the first one that was announced, the first villain of the week, the first one that Ravensburger showed off on their stream. And like you said, we now know all of the cards. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how they play out. I think my initial reaction just from seeing the cards in the villain deck and the fate deck is that he is going to be a tricky one. I think he is going to be like the Mother Gothel of Perfectly Wretched, that it's going to be super fun to play, but it's going to be really challenging to master in a competitive setting. But I'm excited to see a lot of people try, because I think more people are a fan of Gaston than Gothel, so more people are probably willing to stick it out and try to make him really competitive and good. So I'm excited to see how that community
Gothel. Gaston almost feels like an inverse Gothel. So where Gothel is trying to accrue some resource, Gaston is trying to get rid of his resource, which I find an interesting parallel. But yeah.
And you made a really great point in the channel earlier that because Gaston is an inverse of accumulating a resource, that's part of what makes him challenging as not a start your turn villain, because he can't go over. You can't get the 12 trust, like you said, or 24 power. Once he's there, he's there. And so it's a much more proactive fading is going to be what's going to slow him down rather than trying to, oh, you're at 10, let's take a trust away. You're at 20 power, let's steal from the rich. Like once he gets there, he's there. And so he's going to definitely be one of those villains where can he hit a 5 obstacle combo and remove a bunch? Is it even possible? I haven't done the math, but is it possible for him to remove all 8 obstacles in one turn?
So it's possible if he draws the right cards. So if he has 5 power, he can go to Beast's Castle and play both Get Out and a copy of Come Into the Light, and that gets rid of 5. And then if he draws 3 copies of his condition, and his opponent unaware does 4 actions, he can play all 3 of them and just win.
Yeah, so not a single of his turn, but
likely.
At the start of his next turn, he could go from 8 to 0. That would be really interesting to see.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have a match lined up here. And our first contestants are Brian Drums and Pikmin B. Brian Drums, we all know, loves Captain Hook. Will probably be playing Captain Hook. What do you think is going to be Pikmin's choice?
I'm excited to see Pikmin back in the competitive play this season. I know he took a break last season for season 2, but I'm excited he's back with us for season 3. And I wonder if he's going to go back to his staple from season 1, which was Prince John. I know he played a lot of Radigan season 1 as well, too. But I'm really curious what he's going to play. I would love to see classic showdown of Prince John versus Captain Hook. It's a battle we've seen these 2 players specifically have many a times, going back to their prologue days, going back to season 1. So I would love a good old nostalgic Hook versus PJ showdown here. But whatever these 2 players play, they're both very good players. And so I know this is going to be a really great set either way.
All right. Well, I think we're almost time. So instead of cookies or pie, I now have a pint of Ben & Jerry's. That's what the spoon sticking up is for. I am looking forward to digging into this.
No cookies to put the Ben & Jerry's in between?
I'm out of cookies.
Oh, man.
I only got so many.
This is not a real Where Are the Great stream, then.
I have a dessert item. It is not cookie flavor. It is the salted caramel core, which I really like. So I'm not supposed to have chocolate, so I seek out flavors that don't have chocolate in them. And this is one of those. Yeah. All right, let's
Can't go wrong with salted caramel.
Salted caramel is good. It's very, very caramelly. You can see the core. It's caramel. I will absolutely shill for Ben & Jerry's. Love their ice cream. Let's hop into the room.
This stream is sponsored by.
Please, Ben & Jerry. Actually, no. It was either Ben or Jerry because they were serving ice cream at a Bernie Sanders rally. And I actually got to talk to him.
It's from Vermont. They're from Vermont. It's just a Vermont party.
Please make more flavors without chocolate in them. And he was like, they don't sell. It's like, I'll buy them. Make them for me. All right. Well, let's hop into the room here.
All right.
I need to change over to stream.
Change
form. A bunch of stuff I need to change. All right. I need to tell them we're ready for them. I need to, sorry for zoom. And there it is, exactly what you predicted. Prince John and Captain Hook.
It's a showdown.
All right, I assume you want
Captain
your usual
versus the
Hades. Zach, do you want your usual Hades?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, give me Hades. Hades is now my picture in TTS, by the way. So
I noticed that.
He can be my picture commentating as well.
Everybody's got a weakness. All right.
Everybody's got a weakness. Hades is the only villain I've lost with this season, so apparently he is mine.
And gee, I wonder which one of them is playing Captain Hook. If not Beaver and Brian.
Oh, that would be a fun switcheroo if Brian were to play Prince John and Pikmin plays Captain Hook. Yeah, that could be an interesting one.
The 1 win per villain tournament anymore. So.
All right. And Brian winning the die roll looks like allowing Pikmin to go second, which as a Prince John player, I think you want. You want to start with that money. You want to be able to mulligan and find the sheriff or the crown or your warrants early.
PJ. Crown gives me feeling of power. There we go. Let's move you there.
Only Prince John has a villain guide. Captain Hook doesn't need it. We are just immediately worthy opponenting. Let's see who we find. Dust is not a hero. Michael is a hero. The weak one at that.
Yeah.
But he gets stronger if he has friends that come out later.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, though, next turn, Brian's going to hop over to the Jolly Roger.
I am glad
Murder a
that
kid.
as time has gone on, the newer villains have had the heroes do more interesting things. Because, like, Michael and John are just kind of piles of stats.
They're just there. Oh, gross. First fave,
Speaking
Robin
of
Hood.
heroes that do interesting things, it's Robin Hood.
Before Pikmin has even taken a turn, Robin Hood is out to make sure that he gains one fewer power from every action, whether it's location, whether it's a card. That is about as good of a start as you can get for fading Robin Hood. Prince John, rather. And big buff Rhino guards are coming out to play. We are chucking taxes and taxes. And we are drawing 3 new cards, and that is our turn. Are we seeing?
Well, Hook can't fate because of that locked Hangman's tree. So where do we go? Do we kill Michael? Looks like we're
Swashbuckler. I predict the Swashbuckler is going to take out the boy in 5, 4, 3, 2. Brian, come on, you're throwing off my timing. 2, 1.5, 1 half.
Maybe he just wants. No, he just wants to discard.
He probably doesn't have it. All right, Michael lives another day, just discarding 2, holding on to 2 cards, and it is on to Prince John. Cannot go anywhere to gain power except for the church right now. If you have a bow and arrow, that would be ideal. Rhino guards stick around and can murder Robin Hood next turn.
Potentially. Although, it looks like, yeah, Prince John has no power right now. So he can't go to Nottingham to play even like a bow and arrows.
Yep.
So he has.
So if you want to play something, you got to go to church. Otherwise, you are just fading, and that is it.
Go to the church and get money. Well, that's exactly what Prince John does. Is he taxes the church, and that's what pisses off Friar Tuck.
That is true. Prince John calls him beautiful, lovely, and Friar Tuck says, "No, that's my money." Ooh, oh, there's a cunning. Ooh. Dropping it before the fate, which is interesting.
Interesting.
Oh, I mean, John and Tinkerbell. That's why you wait until after you're fated to play cunning. Because that card has now just become negated by a little fairy.
Ow. That hurts.
Poor fairy. Now we are going to spend 2 on Mist a Smee, and then gaining 3, being intentional to work around that greed condition. So,
well, that does. That did allow him to not go to his discard location because he was already getting rid of 2 cards. So there is at least that.
That is true. We are checking that greed that could have been popped. Would have only given 2 because of Robin Hood, but at this point, with no power, every little bit helps.
It does.
Looks like we're going to go try to save Robin Hood. Chucking a case, an aye, sir, and a canon. And do we have another disguise? We do.
Oh, my God.
Poor Robin Hood is cleverly disguised. And now it is going to require at least 3 turns for him to be vanquished.
Oh, my God.
This is a nightmare start for Pikmin right now. We are just going to fate, and that is it.
Well, that's kind of what you have to do with Prince John, because he has this almost inevitability to him once he starts accruing enough power.
Yep, so he becomes exactly like Thanos. He is inevitable.
You want to do that.
Wendy going to go hang out with her brother at the Mermaid Lagoon, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now making her brother stronger than she is.
Yeah. He's currently at 4.
Oop. We're putting a brute and taking out Tinkerbell. Interesting.
Well, keeping that fate location clear so he can play stuff there.
I know how much Brian really dislikes having Wendy in the realm.
This is how Brian Drums plays Hook. Just discard until you get the map.
We have 12 cards left in his deck, so he's done a great job of milling through to get those cards. There's our 3rd taxes gone.
Oh, no, and the warrant.
And a warrant.
So sad. I mean, you could have held on to the warrant and played it after Robin Hood is dead.
I think at this point, you just got to make sure that he's dead. And maybe we can find a bow and arrow or something. Maybe we can find the Sheriff, the Crown. You just need those key cards right now if you're Prince John.
A little bit of
You're getting
indecision
one.
from Brian Drums.
We are spending
Only
2
2. Ooh.
on Mr. Starkey to move over Windy.
Interestingly, that will make Michael stronger.
It does. Now Michael just as strong as Windy because Tinkerbell no longer buffing him up. No, Michael is still stronger. He is still 4. Robin Hood cannot be saved with Skippy or Friar Tuck, but Skippy is going to go hang out with Robin Hood anyway. He's just going to watch him die. Nottingham, these Rhino Guards and these Wolf Archers going to beat up a fox. Is that trigger Hook's obsession?
Doesn't look like the obsession is there. But
Doesn't look like it. We are gaining 1, spending 1. There is another warrant.
Yay.
Now we are fading. And a boy's in the taunt.
Hmm.
And here's the thing. At this point, the Lost Boys may actually be more annoying.
Yes.
Because Brian likes to keep his board clear of heroes. And there is still another taunt left in that deck. And you'd rather taunt the boys
I think
over
it's likely
Michael
that
anyway.
Brian has a cannon or something.
No, both cannons are gone. They have both been discarded already.
Fair
The
enough.
only way for Brian to vanquish right now is at the Jolly Roger. So having multiple heroes around would slow him down. There is a cowardice. We are plopping out Mr. Trigger.
Ooh.
Skippy's got his bow and arrow. Trigger's got his crossbow. It is a battle of archery. Skippy cannot be defeated by wolf archers, but vultures with crossbows. There's nothing on his card about them.
They'll get the job done.
All right. Speaking of get the job done, Michael has been taken care of. Prince John has 0 power, but now Robin Hood is long gone, and he can start making some progress as we go to jail to finally get the full 3 from that location.
You get 3/20ths of your win condition, and we are setting a trap and just
15% of the way there.
Skippy.
Yep, and set a trap says you may move an ally, so you don't have to move Trigger, but it does require that you do perform a vanquish action, take out that wabbit. And all 3 taxes are gone, and we haven't found the sheriff, so the heroes are not going to help Prince John at this point. He just wants to keep his board clear so he can get those locations, actions
That
at the
obsession was
locations.
a little late.
And there is King Richard. I'd love to see King Richard come out with Maid Marian, though, knowing that Robin Hood is not going to come out officially until that deck reshuffles. But King Richard's still super annoying.
Indeed.
Gaining 2. Spending 2. Do we see some wolf archers? Or do we see Nutsy? Who is coming out to play? Oh, Sir Hiss. Sir Hiss going to hang out with that warrant at Nottingham.
Well, Sir Hiss at Nottingham essentially means that Prince John cannot be fate locked.
He is able to fade as much as he wants, which is good timing because now Hook has finally found that Neverland map with 7 cards left in his deck. Does he have a second card he can play? We have not seen the device go by, so I imagine Brian's still holding on to that card, unless we still haven't drawn it.
Either is possible. Oh, we are getting a
And
play.
the map goes away, and the device comes out to play. Windy is going to fly into the Jolly Roger to hang out with Mr. Smee. And the device goes to the tree.
To double up in the hero moving.
And you're in an interesting spot if you're Pikmin because you really don't want to be fading and bringing Peter Pan, especially with the device at the unlocked Hangman's Tree right now.
Yeah, I do think right now you just want to gain power.
Yep, but here comes Give Him a Scare. Before he even played, I knew exactly what Brian was playing. We have not seen him play one of those cards yet. And TikTok, long gone.
Ouch. Those would have been
Great for
nice for
Brian.
Pikmin to get, getting rid of either the Ingenious device or just dropping TikTok.
Yeah, both of those would have been huge. But we are discarding a Swashbuckler. Doing some card counting. 5 cards left in our villain deck. Still stuff in there that we want. We are throwing another Fate Prince John's way.
Indeed we are. Ooh.
Are we going to disguise the king? Or are we going to make the king a little bit more buff with a singing rooster?
We're going with the latter. That does mean Sheriff of Nottingham has more targets.
Very true.
And we already saw all 3 beautiful, lovely taxes go by. It's not really something that Princeton is too concerned about right now.
Can't tax anyway because of Richard. But yeah, he's got to take care of the king.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the church shut down, Pikmin's best locations are the ones where he can Fate. Brian intentionally playing Alan Adale there so that Pikmin wants to make better progress. He's either going to have to decide not to Fate, or maybe he just goes for it anyway.
Alternatively, he could go to the church and just move over Sir Hiss.
That is very true. As much as people tend to use Sir Hiss to get that extra Fate, Sir Hiss can always say, hey, I'm making sure I get my money at the church. You can't stop me, no matter how many heroes you put there.
Mm-hmm. And we know Robin Hood isn't coming back for a while.
And especially if you're not worried about fading at the moment, you can always move Sir Hiss back. We are plopping down a golden arrow. Is Pikmin going to...
Ooh.
Oh, we're going to move the sheriff so that the sheriff can tax the chicken next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine we might see a bow and arrow vanquish next turn for Pikmin. For Brian, we go gain 3, give them another scare. We are getting rid of the boys and a dust, meaning Peter is still in that Fate deck with the last taunt and I believe a splitting headache. Can't search through the discard pile, but just based on memory of what's gone by, I believe those would be the 3 cards.
That's the one thing about being an observer is you can't look through decks.
Yeah, you can't try to click on something. TTS says, gray spectator cannot interact.
Mm-hmm.
Change your color. But we are seeing Hook's case to be played. To gain a power, moved over to Skull Rock. Productive turn for Brian Drums. Sheriff is going to go tax that chicken once again right before he murders him in cold blood.
I think we will see a bow and arrows here just to keep the sheriff around. Yep.
And there it is. Yep. Called it. Mr. Rooster going to build a nest in that discard pile, getting Prince John 2 extra power from the golden arrows. And are we going to Fate? Probably not, with 3 cards left, knowing that if you do, you're going to either taunt Windy or bring out Peter. But we have the worthy opponent anyway. Here, there's the taunt. You got the taunt out of the way as well. And there is Peter flying over 2 spaces. And getting another Fate off. Prince John looks like King Richard is going to get greedy and take some money.
Mm-hmm. I believe there is still 1 more bow and arrows left for Prince John here.
There is. Eight card Hook with only 1 card left in his villain deck that he's about to draw to end his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now is when you really want to start fading Hook because he is a turn or 2 from winning at this point. Do you go to the jail, get money, or do you go to Sherwood and Fate? We are going to Fate. There's that splitting headache. We could kill the device, or we could play John. At this point, I think you got to kill the device. Oh, we're going to plop John over so the device can't be moved, which is a smart play. I know how much Brian likes to use that combo spot at Mermaid Lagoon. So John is going to say, hold up. I can't let you do that.
I see a second warrant popping out.
And we're saying, don't put heroes at the church, only in the forest. Now, if you're Brian, you're still a few turns away because your cannons are now all gone. We're taking out Windy with Smee, meaning we have 0 allies towards Pan, but we're vanquishing right before the reshuffle, which means Mr. Smee could potentially come back around. in a hot second. Getting rid of a Cutlass. We are playing Give Them a Scare. A great call here to see if we can... Nope, we're discarding it. Just kidding.
Playing a Swashbuckles.
Playing the Swashbuckles. And we are drawing back up. Sheriff's going to go to jail to take a break from taxing all of these pesky heroes. Imagine if we're Prince John, you're also going to go to jail to get 3 power here. Spend 1 on the other bow and arrow.
There it is.
Chucking everything, and there is a cunning to drop down a boarding party.
Interesting discarding the Wolf Archers, which would have let him kill King Richard next turn.
Could have vanquished next turn, had a clear board. But we are moving Peter over. We are moving John over. Prince John's still a long way to go. Captain Hook getting ever so close. Another swashy.
That's 6 strength towards Peter Pan.
And we're going to take even more money. And we're either going to do it with Little John or we are going to buff up the Sheriff. But it looks like Little John is going to come hang out. Is he going to go to jail or is he going to hang out with King Richard in the forest? Or do you put him as a warrant and give him money?
Looks like we're seeing the money given.
All that 4 power is going to be taken. But you do gain 2 from the warrant.
Mm-hmm. So Prince John effectively has 10 power in the bank. He just needs to unlock.
You just got to get rid of those pesky heroes to actually access that power.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff is going to go over tax Little John. We are going to go over to Sherwood Forest, get 1. We're going to spend 2 on some more Wolf Archers, and we are taking out King Richard, I would assume.
No, we are
1,
taking
2,
care of
1,
Little
2,
John.
3, 4. Nope, we're getting rid of Little John. Okay.
Yep. And getting an
I would have
extra
taken
2
out
from
King
the
Richard so
Golden Arrow.
that Little John is vanquished after the reshuffle and doesn't come out to steal more of your money. But we are dusting up that boy. Brian has a Brute or Smee. Yep, he already gained it. He was at 2, so he gained a total of 6.
Gotcha. Well, a Brute or Smee would still kill Peter.
Actually, did he? No, because he gained 1 from the Sheriff, 1 from Nottingham. So he gained that 2. And then...
Oh, but he spent 2 on the Wolf Archers.
Got it. That's why. That's where the math doesn't add up. All right. Does Brian have cannon? And a Brute or Smee? If he had the Brute or Smee, he would just play it and end the game. But if you got 2 allies or a Cutlass... Another boarding party, and we're spending 1 more on Give Them a Scare to make sure that Mr. John doesn't get taunted.
Oh, no.
But to both of those taunts. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
Brian has clearly been blessed by the RNG gods today. Early Prince John steered clear of most of those taunts this whole game. That map was late, but nonetheless, Brian in a great position. Prince John at only 8 power. And needs to fate here.
Yeah. Need to fate. Get out maybe Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell or TikTok if Brian does not have another cannon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta fate. This is...
We are spending 1 on our crown. And we are... There's TikTok. You got to just throw TikTok at the Jolly Roger and hope that Brian does not have another card to play. So Brian now cannot win on this turn. However, he can go to Hangman's Tree and move TikTok out of the way and still have that Jolly Roger opened up next turn. Or we just play the card now. There's Mr. Smee back around on the reshuffle. We called it earlier this stream. Brian playing him, using him to vanquish Windy right before his deck reshuffled, which means with only 4 cards discarded in the reshuffle, Mr. Smee has come back out. Looks like everyone's favorite turtle is going to continue to hide in the discard pile. Meanwhile, King Richard is going to be cleverly disguised, making it harder for Prince John to get to his objective.
That must be how he got back from the crusade.
Back from war with that clever disguise.
Sure,
we are gaining the power. We are fading. Can we stop?
We want Tinkerbell. Don't think a pixie dust is going to be enough.
Not going to do it.
Yeah.
Pan is still at 12 strength, and we have exactly 12 strength. Means he is a dead boy next turn.
Wow.
And the pirate taking down the prince. Game 1 of this set here.
Just in general, some stellar play from both of them.
Absolutely. And Pikmin doing as much as he could to try to bring that game back, especially with the worst start possible from his Fate deck. Robin Hood first Fate before he's taken a turn. Clever disguise right away. Yeah, it had to be Tinkerbell at that point.
And we can put in a little 1 here for Brian Drums. No.
And that game taking almost exactly half of the maximum allotted time. About a 20-minute game there.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. And again, for those of you that are new, our change to Season 3 is that the maximum time for a game is now 40 minutes instead of an hour. Prevent some Fate War slogs. Game's dragging on too long. You got to get your game done in 40 minutes or both players take a loss. All right. Brian will be choosing his villain first. Do we see him going back to Captain Hook once again? I don't think I've seen Brian play a different villain yet this season.
I don't think I've ever seen him play anyone other than Captain Hook. Ever.
I know he's played a little of the Queens in the past, in previous season. He's done a little Evil Queen, done a little Queen of Hearts. We know how much Brian Drums loves Captain Hook. Does he decide to stick with him? No, we are seeing the Evil Queen. Brian decided to spice things up a little bit. Pikmin, however, going back to his man. He's saying, all right, as long as you don't bring Robin Hood out this time. And guess what? You can't even Fate me first turn anyway. So I can go to the jail and get my money.
Brian thinks he's back in my tournament. I really need to figure out how to get Twitch to change that title.
And Pikmin with the choice to go first. Both of these players actually, I think, benefit very much from going second. They both like to have that starting power and mulligan.
I mean, Prince John especially.
It is much more direct towards Prince John's goal. I think even if you're Evil Queen, if you can get that extra power to be able to play the tomes in a Scream of Fright or the mirror in the Scream of Fright, or just have that power that you can brew into poison later. When it comes down to the end of the game and you're a poison or two short from taking out Snow White, every little bit helps.
It does. But still not enough for me to want to play a box.
That is fair. There are 3 things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and that Wera will never play the box. Get it? Death and taxes, because Evil Queen's trying to kill Snow White, Prince John's trying to tax his heroes. That joke actually ended up working way better than I thought it did. All right, looks like Pikmin choosing to go first, though, giving Evil Queen that power and the opportunity to mulligan. And we are going straight to the jail to gain R3. Evil Queen's not jealous, but we are chucking 2 greeds, bow and arrow, and beautiful, lovely taxes. All cards you would love to see later as Prince John, but right now, not all that helpful.
So I think in a Prince John matchup, you almost do want to be trickling power into poison as Evil Queen.
I agree. I think you want to be able to have a little bit of a supply, take out some of those pesky heroes. I know you're not a fan of murdering anybody unless it's Doc,
I mean,
but I know Brian tends to keep his board clear. He'll take out Dopey or Bashful or heroes that are getting in the way. Oh my goodness!
3 ingredients.
That,
That's 3
that
ingredients.
is disgusting, disgustingly wicked. And we are chucking 3 cards, all effects, 2 set of traps, and beautiful, lovely taxes. And speaking of Mr. Hickory Dickory himself, here comes Doc. Squat in the mine. Hi ho, hi ho. Nope. He was going to go off to work, but instead he decides to go get lost in the woods.
That he does. I just rewatched Frozen 2 yesterday.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing when I said Lost in the Woods. Such an underrated song, too. The 80s throwback in that number is great.
I don't know. I think the very obvious satire in it kind of detracts from the point it's trying to make.
That's fair. That's fair. I still just really like that song.
I mean, I will
Jonathan
grant you that
killed it.
Into the Unknown is a banger.
It is. Although I think Show Yourself is also very underrated. But back to the game, we are using Thunderbolt to duplicate Black of Night to just gain 1 extra net power from the woods. Nothing to activate. And are we discarding? It's our only discard spot if you're Evil Queen until you unlock that cottage. And we're discarding nothing, which is really interesting.
Indeed.
I think if you're Prince John, you're just kind of trying to hope you can outrace Evil Queen at this point. Hop over to the jail, keep discarding to look for the crown or your sheriff for some warrants. Keep putting on the pressure.
Yeah, just get out all those dwarfs. Discard everything from Evil Queen's hand to see if you can get rid of the magic mirror.
Because right now, Pikmin is still going to be fading every other turn. There's our jealousy. We are getting rid of cowardice. We are chucking. Yeah, there's not much you can do to avoid that condition as Prince John. Just be like, whatever, you're a jealous queen. I don't care. I'm still a greedy prince.
Oh, I meant cowardice. Cowardice is not doing
anything. Cowardice. Yep. Yeah, cowardice is never going to happen. So that is just discard fodder at its finest. And there's Mummy Dust. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Evil Queen just off the races.
We've discarded 0 cards. Thunderbolt was played, and so was Jealousy. All 4 ingredients without discarding a single card.
Holy hell. Like, this is Not My Dance with Jafar level luck right now.
The early penchant. All the time. Hey. Villainous gods are kind to Brian Drums today.
Well, I mean, Hades is the god in Villainous, so...
That is very true. Lady Cluck gonna go squat in Sherwood Forest. She can't be moved.
No.
I do think it is funny how Lady Cluck is the strongest hero in Prince John's Fate deck. Not Little John, not King Richard, not even Robin Hood, but Big Fat Chick.
Well, it's because that's her whole deal. She is just massive.
She sure is.
Oh, well, we're going to her location anyway.
Sir Hiss is like, hey, what's up? I'm going to be able to do some stuff there. We're using Sir Hiss, it looks like, to discard. Chucking a warrant. And fading. Evil Queen getting her poison.
You can do both.
Sleepy and woodland creatures.
Cover up something there. What do you cover up? I'm covering up that. I mean, that's just...
covering up the woods.
Exactly. Oh yes.
Well timed. Woodland creatures.
Yeet.
Goodbye, magic mirror.
Now that needs to be black magic back, or just now you need to discard to get all the way through your deck.
See, and I would have, because you can do both cards, you can choose which order they're resolved in. So I would have played Woodland Creatures first to know what was in Evil Queen's hand, and that way you know where you want to play Sleepy.
That's a fair assessment.
Having Sleepy there means that Brian cannot get the extra 2 power. He can only discard and end his turn. Finally discarding, now that our cottage is unlocked and we have all of our ingredients. Meanwhile, Prince John goes back to jail to get 3 power, spend 1 on his beautiful crown.
Oh, there's another jealousy.
Still jealous, and also discarding cowardice in the same turn, just like last time. Deja vu. But on to Brian Drums. Going to the Cottage of Dwarves. We are playing I'll Fix Ya. I'm going to say we played it because it doesn't look like we're playing anything else this turn. Chucking it. We put a disguise on the chicken or some money. Lady Cluck gonna say, hey, Prince John, let me borrow some cash from you.
And that's the entire point of her. She just sits there and she takes money and it's like, ha ha ha, I have all your money.
Sir Hiss is going to go here to spend, or Prince John rather, go to Sir Hiss' location. Play Trigger. Trigger, however, makes Sir Hiss too weak to take out Lady Cluck.
Ooh,
there is another Woodland Creatures. I hope you can take out a black magic at this point. There are still 2 copies left in Brian's hand. And there it is.
Bye-bye. Well, the magic tomes are there, so I can pull out a black magic potentially.
That is true. You could play it, activate it, and if you find it, you can also play that black magic. Meaning your mirror is safe in your hand. Because both Woodland Creatures have been played. We are doing just that. Gaining 3, spending 2 on our magic tomes. Do some special studying.
I'm going to take a little look, see at those top 4 cards there.
Take a little look through the magical book. And we are deliberating.
It's in a book, reading Rainbow.
More you know.
Yes, I am that old. I am that old.
Well, I'm younger than you, and I still got that reference, so you're not that old.
Yes, not my dance. All the boards are updated except for Prince John. Because my original scan of Prince John, apparently my copy of Prince John's board has the card border with the little arrow fletchings superimposed on top of Sherwood Forest, and I just never noticed. So I took some time to Photoshop that out, and I've resubmitted that scan. So hopefully the next time they do an update, Prince John's board will also be updated.
We'll be there. All right, and we saw Scream of Fright played to move Sleepy, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I very much prefer the Orgy at the Woods, but leaving the woods open does let you activate those magic tomes. And we are killing Lady Cluck, getting back that 4 power and
Lady Cluckenstein, as Chocolate Rain calls her. Oh, goodbye to those beautiful magic tomes.
Sneezy, get rid of those books. Sneezy
Bashful
doesn't want
great,
you reading.
But you got to stop the studying from happening. Especially because Sleepy has now been moved over on top of that move action. And 2 Alpixias have been discarded.
Yeah, that's why I don't like heroes in there, because I like moving the heroes.
You like to be able to let them have their party in the woods. Yep, Sneeze is going to say,
goodbye.
Bye! No studying for you. Evil Queen's still looking for that mirror. Or
no, Tave, you are not hallucinating. Brian Drums is playing someone other than Captain Hook.
It has happened.
Which is blowing my mind.
Love to see it, though.
Yeah, I like variety. I'm not going to judge people for picking one villain to main, but I do like variety. Keeps things interesting.
It does, and I've definitely taken that approach this season. I've already played 9 different villains this season through 10 games, so.
Yeah, Wacko, the mirror has been gone. It was discarded, and then a black magic was discarded, so it's going to be a little while before the mirror comes back around.
King Richard's going to go to Nottingham with Sir Hiss hanging out in the forest, trying to slow down Pikmin's ability to fate him as frequently.
Mm-hmm. Prince John at a quarter of his requisite power total.
25% of the way there.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen any Love's First Kisses come out, though. They're both still in there. Doc is in the discard pile, but he can come back out to play. I think if you're Prince John, you just want to go to jail. Keep making that progress.
Yep.
3. Queen can't be jealous anymore. Both copies have already been used.
That they have.
We are spending 1 to play some Archers of the
poison.
Woven variety. Shock Brain would call them getting rid of Intimidation.
Which is
because King Richard intimidates Prince John from being able to play it. Oh, we drew 1 card too many.
Nope. Yes.
You are not Jafar with the Penchant, or Evil Queen with the Mirror after being fated. You only get 4 cards. As much as you are a prince.
Okay. Evil Queen is going over to the laboratory. And
oh, there's our last Alfixia. Are you getting a power? Sleepy gonna go hang out with Bashful in the woods?
Yep.
Yes.
Now that the magic tome is no longer a thing, back into the orgy. And we're going to see a fate here, I believe.
No boy.
Oh dear.
Robin
oh dear. Robin of Hood of Locksley.
Robin of Locksley has now returned.
Just doubling up there. Since Sir Hiss was moved all the way over to Sherwood Forest, Prince John is now fate locked. He has to deal with both of his 2 worst heroes.
The thing that I always forget playing Prince John is that he's not necessarily fate locked with 2 heroes, because if he can vanquish one and play Imprison to move the other one.
Well, I mean, Imprison is not going to happen here because you want to get rid of both of them. And you want to get rid of Robin Hood first so you can start gaining power.
But that's exactly what we did. We just decided to take him out. Rhino Guards and Wolf Archers said, get out of here. And that's our turn.
Yeah, Robin Hood playing, get down, Mr. President, to King Richard.
I've always wondered if that game was changed when Trump was president. Did they call it Donald Duck?
Oh my God, I have never heard that before. That is delightful, and I love it.
They should. They really should. All right, their old hags cackle to get 1 power.
Duck, duck, Trump.
I still like Donald Duck.
Probably
but there are so many ways you can get creative with it. There's Little John coming to take all of Prince John's money.
No, there will be no High School Musical discussion in my Twitch chat. Thank you. Talk about Minecraft. Minecraft is fine.
Only if there's turkey from Maine, as long as the towels from turkey
Caves
too.
and Cliffs snapshots. We do see the Sheriff of Nottingham getting played for cheaper. And
finally got the Sheriff out. Prince John had a poor 1 power right now with King Richard saying, no effects for you. Do we finally have that black magic? And there it is. We have exactly enough power to play it, to activate it, and to bring out the princess.
Well, still need to brew more poison. Snow White is currently at 4. At 6. Snow White is at 6, so gonna need at least 2 more power. Which 1 Old Hag's Cackle will get you.
Yeah, an Old Hag's Cackle or Thunderbolt would be great.
Prince Jonald here absolutely needs to fate. Doc has already gone by. We need to get a Love's First Kiss.
You need to get a Love's First Kiss, or Happy would be helpful as well, too. Happy's also in there. But yeah, you want that Love's First Kiss, and then just wait till Evil Queen's a turn away, and then just go fate.
Exactly.
We're going to tax the king. We are going to go here and put some golden arrows on the Sharif. There's Dopey and Happy. Didn't want them together, but Happy can nerf all of the poison.
Happy. Just eat that poison.
Now, even with an Old Hag's Cackle, Evil Queen's got to take at least 2 turns. Choices. What do you have to
clearly
work
the
with?
goal in Minecraft is to build a 64 by 64 pyramid out of pure netherite blocks.
Just build. There's that thunderbolt.
Ah,
Duplicate old hag's cackle to get a little extra poison. Or power, rather, that will soon be converted into poison. And are we discarding anything? I imagine you want to be, unless you have exactly what you want with 4 cards. Okay. All right. We are going to get money from Little John. We are going to go to the jail. We are going to get 3. There's a jealousy.
yes, that was English Tave, and actually all 3 of those are in Minecraft. There is technically a final boss, and you do grind for levels.
Is John drawing the final 4 cards of his hand? Do we have another old hag's cackle or another thunderbolt? I imagine you have to have one of those if you were not discarding any cards last turn.
Mm-hmm. Prince John is currently at only 6. Oh, we do see a huntsman, which will help.
Still not enough.
No, but converting to avoid greed is probably a good idea.
You made Marion.
Yeah, you probably made
Not what you want to see. I think he's just going to hang out with the king in Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
There's a vanity. Great play from Brian here, knowing that if he's faded, he can draw whatever he puts back on top.
Well, there's the other vanity.
The other vanity going to go back on top with the other take a bite, it seems, so that it can be triggered later on. Evil Queen's still at least 3 turns away from winning right now.
No, I want to see eagle eggs because I want McLeach. We will probably never get him. If they ever do a Rescuers villain, it'll probably be Madame Medusa. But I would like to see McLeach.
Rescuers Down Under, underrated movie.
I love that movie.
I think more people remember the first one, but both are great.
Well, Prince John, what are you gonna do? You probably need to fade.
I think you do. I think you need to find one of those Love's First Kisses to put Doc back on top. Still 3 turns away.
Yeah, still 3 turns. So I think you do go kill King Richard now. Yeah, McLeach didn't get all the way through 3rd grade for nothing.
That's what we're doing. We're taking out King Richard, spending 2 on Nutsy. And Sheriff by himself is going to take out King Richard. That is our turn. We are going to draw 1 card. On to Evil Queen.
Solid turn there. Sitting at 7 power.
We're just going to go to the mine. We're going to get more power that we can brew into poison a little bit later.
Yep, 3 of that. Spending money on a mummy dust.
Mummy dust. Playing nothing else.
Interesting.
And there's the other vanity. Ooh, that Thunderbolt. Nice way to get some extra power. And Black and Night going back as well.
Which can also be useful.
Right.
I think you do risk the mummy dust right now. Because if you get a dwarf or a Love's First Kiss, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yep.
Ooh, intimidation. I like that.
It's a great play.
That is the perk of
Clearing Little John.
King Richard. Now over halfway. Another 1 there. Ooh, we see.
You get either. Pickaxe is going to help.
Pickaxe.
And now we have that Thunderbolt back on top. I don't think there's a way.
So right now, Snow White is at 8.
Both Love's First Kisses, the bottom 2 cards of the Fate deck.
Yeah,
That's just tough luck for Prince John. I think Brian knows. We're just going to play that Thunderbolt to get an extra 3 power, brew it all into poison.
Yeah, there's no... Yeah. We already went by Dopey.
That's both first kisses at the bottom. Too little, too late. You needed one of them. Again, the RNG gods smiling upon Brian today.
Yeah. Both Love's First Kiss were the bottom cards. Oh.
Love's first kiss, more like Love's last kiss. Am I right?
No. That hurts. And just gain 3 power. It's like,
You're just going to hope that he doesn't have Take a Bite. We're going to tax the 2 heroes.
Oh, just sit at 19 and cry.
Yep, but we know that he has Take a Bite because it was back on top, and there it is.
Yep, you need to spend 8. I want to Take a Bite. Those are both
at the bottom.
Kisses. Oh my god. Just at the bottom.
If you had got one of those, I think you would have been okay.
Oh, that hurts. But stellar Evil Queen play.
Yeah, again, really great play by both players here. Prince John a turn away from getting to 20. The fact that those Love's First Kisses were buried at the bottom, becoming Love's last kiss, meant Doc could not save the princess. The Evil Queen is fairest in the land today.
Okay. All right, we have some impugnations against different nationalities in the Twitch chat here. I am not going to weigh in on that. All right, let's cut back to our lovely faces.
To the cameras.
To the camera. That's cam time. Yeah. So yeah, that was a set of 2 games that we saw played. Definitely nice high level villainous play. Pikmin, I guess, it's got to work a little harder. Get in. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I am intoxicated.
Yeah, 2 great games there. Both games went about 20 minutes. So again, about half of the maximum allotted time, 40 minutes. And yeah, Pikmin and Brian, again, both really strong players. But maybe the season off for Pikmin. Still a little bit of rust coming back into the league. Which again, he still played super well. So not to say that he didn't play well, but also the RNG gods did smile a little brighter on Brian today. Those Love's First Kisses both at the bottom. 4 ingredients without ever discarding a single card. That cottage was unlocked at the beginning of the game too. So not to take away from either players because they both played fantastically, but when you have 2 players playing at a really, really high level, sometimes it comes down to who gets that little better RNG. Who prayed a little bit harder to RNGs this last night.
Sometimes both Love's First Kisses are at the bottom of the fake deck.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We will reconvene at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all then.
And watch me play.
Yeah, Zach is going to be playing. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I have with me here a new friend. Well, not new, but different. We have here Disney Dixie, who does not webcam, and that is fine. No judgment. You can see me all wrapped up in my hoodie because it's cold. But welcome, Disney Dixie, to my stream. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I have a new avatar. That's about as close as you're going to get to the actual real version of me right now.
I did notice that. Yeah, it is new. So yeah, we have a new expansion coming out. It's finally been officially announced, and we've seen basically every card from Gaston. We've even seen a little bit of gameplay of his in Ravensburger's Twitch stream. What are your thoughts on Gaston?
I think that he is definitely going to be an interesting player or character to be played against, even if you're playing the current expansion packs. But in general, I think anybody that's playing against him should really keep an eye out for trying not to perform 4 actions or 3 actions. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, should be. All right, so for our how cold is cold? I'm not like in Siberia. I am in New England. It is below freezing. It was snowing earlier. It is not anymore, but there is snow on the ground. But yeah, so we have a match here. We have our previous commentator, Zach Vincent, versus a Peter Palmer. And they are going to be playing here soon. Disney Dixie, what do you think of that matchup?
It's going to be interesting. I played Peter Palmer before I had to drop out of the tournament for health reasons. Both very good competitors. Both are going to probably bring out multiple different villains because they like to go back and forth from what I could tell. But it's going to be interesting. I like watching them both play. Very good people also.
Indeed. All right. I think I will let them know we're ready. But adjust this. Okay, yeah, let's hop on over there. All right, and you are not Zach Vincent. You are Disney Dixie. Your usual Yzma, I presume?
Yes. She my girl.
A moment of triumph approaches. No, Zach is visiting the necessaries. No, or not. Oh, and there we go. Ooh, Cruella from Zach. Very nice.
A lark is visiting the necessities.
Oh, the judge is. Okay. Or was. Okay, so that's going to be Peter Palmer on one side. Starting off with Go with a Curse and Serve Me Well. And Zach Vincent. Starting off with I'll get even. Just wait. You'll be sorry. Okay. Move that over a little. Cool. Great. We'll zoom in a little bit, tad. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
It's going to be interesting. Both of their fate decks are very hard to get around sometimes, depending on how they're laid out. I know when I usually play against Mal, I want to cover up those move actions as soon as I can.
Well, we see an opening here, puppies, from Cruella, pulling out the Radcliffe 11, discarding everything else, including a Get the Job Done, and fading. Looks like we were trying to get to Horus or a flashlight. We do see a guards played at Briar-Rose's cottage, covering up the top move action, which is very important to current meta Maleficent play, which likes to stack curses before fanning them out.
Would have been nice to see a little more higher strength because then Dragon Form couldn't just kill him off. But
Well, I think that's kind of the whole point of letting those two cards is that particular interaction. But we are vanishing and playing a staff. Which does mean 2 cheap curses can be played next turn if they're drawn.
yes.
Okay. Quilla is hovering, but going to the countryside. And we are just gonna, oh my, that is a thing that has just happened.
That is called, what is the clicking?
The 52
The
card pickup.
Swift. Oh, funny story about that. My boyfriend doesn't know what that is. And I was like, do you want to play pickup 52? He's like, I don't know what that is.
If you want to watch someone's innocence die in real time, be there to be the first one to say, do you want to play 52 card pickup?
It was a sad day for him. We're getting the vanish.
God, yeah. Lescent is presumably, using the staff to play a cheap Curse of Thorns and green fire there at the guard's location, which is interesting. That does make it vulnerable, them both vulnerable to Once Upon a Dream.
And Once Upon a Dream only discards 1 curse, so at least one of them would be safe.
Mm-hmm. But that is 1 curse you're not getting back. And we
That's
do see
true.
a telephone, discarding some other stuff, and fading. And there's that Once
Speaking
Upon
of
a
the
Dream.
devil. I definitely would be getting rid of the Forest of Thorns, personally. Keeping that green
Yes.
fire.
Yeah, I would value that priority as well.
Oh.
No, instead we're putting a sword on those guards, which means they are not dragon formable.
Have to use the 2 allies to vanquish them.
Interesting.
That's actually a good call.
I mean, presumably it's pretty easy for both of those to be gotten rid of.
Yes.
Maleficent is going over to King Stefan's castle, and yes, it is Stefan and not Stefan. They say Stefan in the movie. And it's going to fate Corella here. Ooh, there is...
I get rid of that telephone.
Yeah, burn the telephone with fire. I have played against Zachary too many times. Not this Zach, the other Zach. Who fate spammy Corella and abuses the telephone to keep getting out his allies. I'm just like, no, burn it with fire. And that is exactly what Maleficent is doing here, Peter Palmer, getting rid of that telephone.
What I've seen lately with the telephone is people will discard Jasper, activate the telephone, and then pull him right back to play him for free so they don't have to spend that 3 power to play him.
It does use up an activate action, but it conserves you power, which Corella often hurts for.
Yep. See another Forest of Thorns out in play.
Prepping out a poker, discarding conditions, and activating Horus. Getting another 11, it looks like. Yeah, at the countryside. And passing turn. Maleficent is hopping on over to the Forbidden Mountains. Moving over.
Are we going for WinCon?
We might be.
It's a bold move with a full fate deck right there.
Yeah, but we did already see one Once Upon a Dream go by. Yeah, we are hard playing a Dreamless Sleep. That is check and fate. Oh, we can just bring back out Pongo. Just, hello, big happy boy. Happy doggo.
At this point, Pongo can be played to cover the fate and activate, but he's just a goner afterwards.
Yeah. I would play Pongo. Yeah, I would play Pongo at Milk Farm.
Cover the discard because Corella's discard.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we're realizing Horus can just immediately bop Pongo on the head. Okay, we are fading because we gotta.
Oh,
Stefan. Ouch. That's 2 curses gone. Well, it was worth a try. No,
Thing to cover the double play.
Interesting.
I personally would have kept it over on the moving.
Yeah, you want to cover up that move. You want to make it less tempting to fate. Especially as Cruella, who's not quite as vulnerable as Mother Gothel is, but still rather vulnerable. And that's 2 puppetees at Countryside now. All right, back over to Maleficent, who needs to ponder her next move here. What do?
Definitely needs that power at this point.
Very much so. No.
Yeah, that's never gonna.
That will never go off.
Never gonna happen.
It's not gonna. It's just not. Also, discarding a dragon form, which can't be used right now.
Yes, we ate. That is correct. If Green Fire had been the one he moved over, then he would have only lost 1 of his curses instead of 2.
Indeed. Yeah, that's true. Weight of Flourish bringing up that if Green Fire had been moved, only 1 curse would have been lost, but that does mean that you are making one of your fate locations inaccessible. However,
I've made that
Cruella
mistake.
is a little slower. Oh, we are here puppies-ing and activating chorus, just filling the board with puppies. Cruella probably looking for her I live for furs to get Oodles O power.
Maleficent getting 1. And 3. Oh, there's the Raven. And I do believe Cruella discarded both of her cruels. If I remember correctly.
You're seeing fate. I think you want Sergeant Tibbs here.
I
think you throw Sergeant Tibbs at Hill Hall. Just to cover up that activate. Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. Stealing 2 puppy tokens from Radcliffe House. Away from Horace.
Now, I have seen some people make an interesting move where they put Sergeant Tim where Pongo is thinking they can't be captured, but then the Roadster comes out and just moves them all to the location that they need to be.
There it is. Cruella's now happy with her power. Ooh, Merryweather. This is not looking good for Maleficent. Maleficent has discarded most of her allies, so can't really deal with all these heroes.
And both of her moves are covered at this time.
Very exposed Raven. We have not seen Prince Philip yet. Maleficent going over to the forest to double up on that gain 3 power.
Really need a Green Fire to protect that Raven at this point.
Yeah. Do we play anything? Spending 2 on a Green Fire. Ah, interesting.
Oh, yeah, he has to spend 4 for it.
No, I think you play Green Fire to the forest. Oh, all right. No, you can't play to the forest, right? Because Merryweather is there. Right. Wow. Maleficent is right now lucky that Cruella is so slow. Oh, but here is another I live for furs. This is not looking. And there's Fauna right on time. That is a full top row for Maleficent, which is just utterly horrible.
Now, I think the Zach is choosing not to vanquish Pongo because of Maleficent's malice. So he is a 4. He would be able to get rid of Stefan and Merryweather as well.
It is possible. But Pongo is also exactly where Cruella would want Pongo to be, taking up the least space possible. Cruella doesn't often need to double play. She doesn't really have much in the way of single turn combos. So
Yes.
she's perfectly fine just playing 1 card per turn.
I agree with that one.
We are debating. Can't leave the Raven there. Raven has to move to do anything. But sending the Raven to Rose's cottage is a good idea because Prince Philip's going to come out anytime now.
Oh.
No, we were playing the spinning wheel. Gaining 1 and fading.
Bull. That's so bold.
It's very bold. I think what you do here is you play Colonel to Radcliffe House and move Pongo to Radcliffe House.
Agree.
Because then that way you can finally actually cover up a fate. But no, we are not.
Oh, we're not moving anything.
Any heroes.
That's bold.
Why is the power being spent here? I don't know why power is
He's just moving him, I think.
No, I think you just kill him.
Okay.
Don't care. Spending 1. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Uncover that activate.
Mm-hmm.
And then we activate Horus again, and that is an 11 for Radcliffe House. That is well over 99 on the board. You want to get out Jasper now.
Oh.
And there's Prince Philip. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I think Maleficent wanted to get out more allies because she is just overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, counting on any sort of condition to be played at this point is not going to happen.
Those Once Upon a Dreams have gone by.
Yes.
So if
you do,
you got the curses, you may as well dump them. I think the only one left that can do anything about them is Aurora.
Yes, Aurora, and the problem also that we're having is that he doesn't have his move action to move any curses to Merryweather's location.
That's right. Merryweather does have to be dealt with somehow. And, well, Merryweather's never going to get dealt with because you just put a green fire at your Vanquish location.
Without your Raven. Oy vey. Zach does have like 55 puppy tokens stacked at one location over here. And there is Jasper.
There's Jasper. Yeah, you grab those and you move them over.
Yep. He's moving Jasper over. He can still play a card. Just going devilish. Opting not to.
Oof. Anita and Roger's not going to do much. Perdita already went by.
I think moving. Which Hell Halls came out? None yet?
We've gotten the 22 from Hell Hall.
So we still have the 11.
All right, we are hopping over here. What are we activating? We're playing I Live for Furs to gain 4. I know, I think you activate Horus here. Oh, okay. Just grab that puppy. And you fate. Maleficent can't fate you right now.
Yeah. The next turn, he is definitely grabbing that 22 and 11.
And then we reveal the next one. That's guards. This is all the heroes.
Oh, goodness. Goodness. Our Raven is discarded. He can't even vanquish at all because he'd have to discard that green fire. He's covered all 3 of his player cards.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I don't even know how you recover from this.
I don't think you do.
I think at this point I would be calling it. Be like,
I would
take
be
your win.
inclined to agree with you.
Vanishing.
Okay.
Drawing a card. Okay. Gaining
Yeah.
1. Moving.
Jasper.
He's now at... Oh, wrong. 22
wrong,
there,
wrong,
Zach.
wrong 22.
There we go. He's at 77.
Yep.
Oh, I don't even... Poor Peter.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm just gonna sit there and gain power.
At this point, I think that's all you can do. He can't even move any curses over to Merryweather's location.
Can't vanquish Merryweather.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he discarded all, if not majority, of his allies.
And then next turn you just move over Horus, beat up Pongo, and take that 22.
Mm-hmm.
Or this works too. Pre-playing the Roadster and just Phaeton. This is overkill at this point. This is like that scene in The Simpsons. Like, stop, he's already dead.
At this point, yes. Yes. Sadly, it is. It's just, yeah. Yeah, there's no... If he even kills Pongo, he can kill that guard and move some curses over.
Oy.
He has to fate either Blue Coop.
Blue Coop. That only grabs 1, though. And you can't fate on the next turn. So I think you want to actually do We're Labradors.
Is he at 22, 66,
You
70? He's
do-
only at
you do
88.
We're Labradors.
I would take that 22 and 11.
Yeah, you definitely want to do We're Labradors. So that Jasper's going to take. But no, we
Mm-hmm.
are flying the coop. Which is going to make this game.
Yeah.
You just need the Roadster to move those 2 over to Jasper's location.
Yep. Activate Jasper. Take him. That's game.
And you can't fate.
No, he cannot.
There's 2 heroes at... Yeah, that's game.
He was holding on to that malice. Yeah. He was hoping he was going to vanquish Pongo.
I mean, maybe if
in
you
hopes
use
to get
turn
rid of
move
Merryweather.
Pongo over to the Radcliffe House. Maybe he would have beaten up Pongo.
Mm-hmm. Then there would be some hope.
Yeah.
One thing I never realized about the Sword of Truth is you can't attach with no other items. You can't attach 2 of them to people.
Kind of like Prophecy.
It's not as bolded out as Prophecies is.
Well, that was a brutal stomping by Zach Vincent's gorilla.
Yeah. And we're going Pete.
We're getting Pete.
Pete is my weakness. I can never win with him. It doesn't matter how hard I try.
Zach is
I
going to
give-
knock him into next week, while Peter Palmer is going to hopefully make them finally bow.
Deceptions are probably going to be a thing.
Oh, yes.
I think I've only had one game where I didn't have the 3 items at one location, and those are very rare to get. Yes, it is Condition City, Brian. That is very true.
So I did, I was labbing with Not My Dance against his Jafar, and I brought out Pete, and I actually just barely won with Pete. Like, it was the turn before Jafar would have won. I got whatever my last goal was. So you can do it, but it usually involves just Pete fate spamming.
Being 3 steps ahead, like always. Looking like Zach's opting to go second there. There is not fading first turn. Interesting.
Playing and sacrificing that hourglass, getting all the way up to 5 power.
Oh, I have the hiccups. Here it comes.
Zach taking a look at his goals, wondering what they are. Ooh, Sneaky Pete.
No, I've learned that when it comes to play a game, you just go for it. Doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, you go for it. So I'm guessing win big is one of the goals. All right, we are seeing a treachery, getting rid of 2 of that power. All right, have to fate.
Yes, doesn't matter where you move at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, we might see one of the goals. But I think we're getting knocked silly because Sneaky Pete did put a card back. Nope, we were revealing a goal. And what is that? That is the win big. Okay.
Oh, not getting that one this turn.
No. I think Pete just wants to go to Podunk game 3 and play nothing.
I agree. Now, one thing I've learned from Tave Tendo is that you want to cover those play a card actions over at the Frontier Town and service.
Skipping over Iago. That said, manipulation is very easy to trigger against Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my neighbors just stomped by the staircase.
I heard that.
It's very loud. I do live in an apartment complex, so.
Oh, I understand completely. My downstairs lady is very nosy in my life.
Well, we go back to Pete, the OG villain. Evil Queen's the OG villain. Pete is the proto-villain.
Mm-hmm. I really like his black and white.
It is a very nice, clean aesthetic. Oh, we are playing. We were playing the game here.
Oh.
Just getting a bit more power.
Now I wonder if he has those. Oh, nope. I was gonna say maybe he has bandits.
Parrot is. Do we get back the loot or do we get back play a game?
I think you go play a game at this point.
Get back there. Discarding a horse. Which means we might not have Strike It Rich. Interesting. Jafar opting to fate for a second time in a row. There's Minnie or Donald.
I think you put Minnie back in the discard pile and play Donald.
Yeah, you throw Donald out somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying, if you want to win your big, you can't fate me. Good chat.
Just go for it, Zach. You have like a 99% chance. You got this. Just go for the win big. It's fine. 2. We got 5 there. And he has enough power if he has to spend 6 or more at a location.
Well, I'm guessing we don't have Strike It Rich because it is 2 items that have gone by, and Zach does not seem to care. Jafar just wants to fate. Mickey out right now would hurt because you got to get rid of Donald first. We see Tired, and there's the Mixter.
That's hurting. That is hurting bad. I think you cover that too.
Now, if you have 3 or more bandits, you just play them Murder Donald and put the other 2. Oh, no, we just have 1 bandit killing Donald. Gaining back that 2.
He can definitely go, if he has Airstrike, he can go Fate and Airstrike Mickey.
So if Strike It Rich is not on the table, that does mean one of them is Power Play. So I might be saving for that.
Now, I do have a question. If Mickey's on the board and you go for Power Play and you play Airstrike to defeat him, do you get that goal?
You do not.
Didn't think so.
Because Power Play has to be taken the instant you spend 6 or more power. And spending more power later will not trigger it. And it's also not retroactive.
Okay. Good to know. These are the questions that haunt me. There's that Airstrike.
Airstrike. Death to Mickey. Like that Robin Williams movie from, what was it, the 90s, Death to Smoochie? I never saw it, but it was Robin Williams hated a Barney analog. Oh, we are a snake. Oh, it's hypnotizing a boo. Gaining back a power. Discarding some stuff, including a deception, because Pete is ignoring items.
I think you play Clarabelle.
Not doing much, so you do Clarabelle. You throw Clarabelle at the airport. Say, hey, show me your goals. Please come up to the front of the class and show us your goal. That is rule the realm, which we kind of knew he had. It doesn't really matter what location it's at. So one of those is Power Play, and one of those is Roundup. I'm guessing Roundup is at Podunk Landing, because that's where we put the parrot. Which would put Power Play at Service Station, which is rather vulnerable, because it has an upper play a card. Oh, we are sneaky peating to the bottom. Commentating on Pete is just so much guesswork. Like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
There's the cricket.
Oh, cricket. Cricket's very nice in the realm. We're done with Win Big, so we don't give a shit about... Oh, we're dumping a parrot. Interesting. Parrots can help you with Roll the Realm. We're looking for something specific. Probably more bandits, because bandits are just the easiest way, as would be Jalopy. Not Scar, Jafar. Rhymes with Scar, but it's Jafar. Playing a giant hourglass. And he's going to fate. Goofy. Or Hyde. Hyde's not going to do anything. You have to play Goofy somewhere. I think you cover up Service Station to hide that play action, because that's very likely Power Play right there.
I would not even move that token.
No, we are. We are moving it.
I probably would not have done that.
Yeah. Okay, well, if Zach has 3 bandits, he can just go to the airport. But no, we are going to Frontier Town, gaining 2, playing a horse, and murdering Clarabelle. Keeping that nice and open. But Jafar can just go off and fate again if he really wants to. He has no particular need to play anything else.
Excuse me.
Is he discarding? He's discarding most of his hand. There's the other deception.
There's the deception.
There's nothing really for Pluto to do, so I think you do Outlawed.
See that gold token you moved?
It's like, what did I put over there? But it is power play. You shouldn't have moved it.
I would have just anything that requires playing a card. I would have just kept where Goofy is at because somewhere somehow he has to be able to do that.
No, you're just fading and discarding. Princess Jasmine. Covering up that activate. No free vanquishes for you. Discarding Sneaky Pete. At this point, you were just trying to get bandits.
Yeah.
And I think that leftmost card there is a bandit. Jafar is taking a hint and going to the Oasis. Gaining 3. Mischief is activated. Weird. I need to ask Zach how he does that, how he does that slide underneath.
Right click and just push it under or down.
Ooh, we see a snake staff. Yeah, I think you put the snake staff at the Sultan's Palace.
Yeah.
We go back to Pete. Did Pete draw his bandits?
I hope so.
Alternatively, drawing the jalopy. Because you can move it over.
Mm-hmm. I've done that with power play. Play the jalopy, move it over, and play like 2 bandits.
Or another item. We just saw those deceptions go on by. Gaining 1. 22 on play game. Ah, there's one of those bandits. And we're fating. At this point, you just got to fate Jafar, and we are down to Raja, who is big, strong. Big, strong.
Very big kitty.
Big, strong kitty.
I've always wanted a tiger.
Yeah.
And you can't play a snake of mine
No,
because
you
she is a
can't.
beautiful, lovely 6.
We are spending 1 for a Palace Guard at the Oasis. And are we discarding anything?
Got 10 cards left in the deck.
Discarding a manipulation. Pete has not put out too many allies as of yet. Right now,
Both manipulations are gone, so.
Yeah, we fate. There's the big blue boy. I think you put up big blue boy.
I don't know if there's any other heroes in there.
Just double up on the streets. I mean, yeah, Raja's not going anywhere.
Yeah, not anytime soon, at least.
Gaining 3. Are we hypnotizing someone? No, we are necessary sacrificing. Which one? The Palace Guard. Gaining back 3. I think wanting to hypnotize Raja next turn. Here we go. There's a bandit. And a second bandit. And a third bandit. Taking power play. That is 11. I think you put a wish on Jasmine. Yes, I like that.
I agree with that one, yeah. Keep him at his 3 cards.
So, not even going to contest.
Can't play it.
Oh, but we are playing
we can do
Scare
that.
Pendant. That is Roundup. Pete really lucked out not getting Strike It Rich. And now you got to start moving that stuff. So we start moving out those bandits. And do we have a horse? Oh, we have the Jalopy.
Or the jalopy goes over to the service station. He already moved the bandit.
Yeah. Okay, so he's just killing Goofy. Yeah,
this point,
no cheating, Zach. No cheating.
Y'all like to play like 5 moves in one turn.
Are we
Don't worry, I do it too. To play lamp. At this point, you just got a speed play over on Jafar's side.
You gotta get there before Pete has infested the entire board. You just gotta play that lamp. It is gonna move over the genie. That's fine. Just do it. Do it. Do it! Listen to Emperor Palpatine.
Zach is a magician. You saw nothing. Tabe, we all saw it. Peter Palm is running out the clock here. I think it's possible Peter Palmer has stepped away. Nope. Peter Palmer's here. Gotta decide what he wants. Oh, he's just discarding.
Peter Palmer probably had an AFK moment there. We are playing the magic lamp. That does move Genie. We are moving the lamp. I think you go to the airport.
Now you can play your service.
And now you can play the Jalopy. Playing a game.
Play a game.
That's 4.
Okay.
Gets rid of all those play games when you need allies.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And discarding the other item.
Probably trying to pull out those bandits again. And there's carpet.
Ooh, carpet, yes. Where do you throw
I
think you put carpet at the Oasis.
I agree. Both narrow escapes have been played through, though. But at this point,
I think we saw both Snake Eyes go by.
Mm-hmm. He does have the staff.
He does. Says that's why okay. Oh, you're doing that. Carpet over there. There's enough power here to, if you have a hypnotize, you hypnotize the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just get
you pay the power.
Genie.
Yep.
So it didn't really matter where you were putting carpet.
Yeah, it did not.
Hypnotized. Zach wants to win this. He needs to get his allies spread out fast. He needs a horse or something.
He needs horses.
Bandit.
Or bandits.
This might be this is oh no, it's not. He doesn't have another ally. Oh. Then why did he go there?
I would have used those double player cards more wisely.
Yeah.
For those horses.
There's horse collar, and hide. I think you do hide just to get rid of a bandit.
I agree, because he discarded an outrage. That doesn't mean he didn't redraw one. He can move cricket if he so chooses.
Moving over there. I do think, Zach, you got to move the cricket. Move the cricket. Move the cricket.
Did not move the cricket. He said no to the cricket. Now he can go over to the service station and play 2 horses. Nope, not doing it. There's a horse.
There's a horse. Moving that one there.
Didn't-
And that one there. Okay.
Okay. All right.
This is game. There is not enough power to a snake. And you can't a snake my Raja. Yeah, this is game.
This is game.
Well done.
Oh, goodness.
Both mischiefs.
And even if he did play a hero with the reshuffle, cricket just moves.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's why it's game.
Oh, goodness.
Oh. Pete.
Pete for the win. I give all you Pete players props.
I think that's really what you got to do versus Jafar is you have to get something big, either Raja or Genie, to squat in the streets.
Yes. Because once you bring Jasmine out, unless they choose to vanquish or hypnotize her right away, then once Raja comes out, it's just fair game. Even though hers says if she's in her realm, he gets +2, so it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah. All right. Well played to both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cut back to cameras. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. But yeah, so great play from both of them. Yeah, what did you think of that set?
I definitely saw some really good playing, even playing around the fate. I saw fading, but yet progression. That is one thing that I really try and harp on. As long as you're fading and progressing, you and I won't have problems.
Mm-hmm.
But both very good players.
Very much so.
I rue the day I have to play them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hide in a little corner. I'm not here.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on to commentate with me. Everyone who's watching, I will be streaming once again. I think we're going to regularly, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. is going to be my stream time. So yeah, if get through your games this week, and then depending on what pool you get put in next week, let me know if you want to be on next week's stream. Both slots are currently open, naturally. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next